Brian May has slammed the Grand National for what he has described as their unforgivable treatment of horses in a new social media post. Queen guitarist Brian May, 75, has warned, "The Grand National will now be condemned to death, unless it seriously cleans up its act." The musician took to Instagram a few hours ago to express his frustrations in view of his 3.1 million followers. Brian shared some of ITV's coverage of the famous sporting occasion, where three men could be seen criticizing those protesting the event and arguing in favor of the race. "Three men try to convince us that the Grand National horse race isn't a barbaric anachronism," Brian wrote angrily. "I don't imagine that many of you have the time to go deeply into this. I don't expect a huge number of likes for this post. Nevertheless, I think some things need to be said." He went on to slam the clip from ITV, which showed the three men discussing the sport while the race was delayed on Saturday. The brief delay came as a large group of animal rights protesters forced their way into the Aintree grounds to disrupt the event. Police are said to have arrested 118 people on suspicion of offenses including criminal damage and causing public nuisance following the protests. Brian fumed that, during this time, ITV did not recognize that protesters might have some good reasons to be protesting. "What am I posting this?" Brian continued. "Because I think what they say is very revealing of the mentality of those who defend the Grand National as a sporting event." He then went on to argue that the claim racehorses are unbelievably well cared for in their daily lives was irrelevant, as it did not address whether they should be forced into a chaotic, grueling race in which they may suffer terrible injuries or die. Brian also took issue with the idea that horses dying in the race is simply an unfortunate occurrence, saying, "I think the words I would use would be unforgivable or unacceptable. What kind of people are these, who could prioritize entertainment and money making over the life of even one animal? Never mind the continuous stream of horses that have died in the sport over the years?" In another post, which showed a blurry photo of the huge crowd, Brian raged at the notion that this race was the horses' purpose in life. So what would that purpose be? Oh yes, to risk their lives entertaining humans and making them money? Brian penned.